Awesome. Okay, I think we're recording.
Amazing. Welcome everyone to our focus group call tonight. We have got Paige and I will be hosting the call tonight, and I just wanted to start with just having a moment where we just really think about Bex right now and what she's going through with the sudden death of her sister, for those that don't know. And the whole family are grieving, and it's just it's such a sad time for them. So if we can really just keep them all in our prayers and send frequencies to them and just keep them in your mind so that in hearts, so they know that they are held in the light through this time. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. So let's go. We've got quite an exciting call tonight, all things considered, but we're on the back end of Day of Discovery Australia, which was such an incredible event. And we had so much fun, laughing, crying, all the things, and so much connection. And it's really beautiful, when we all come together with the same vision. You can really feel it from one another, and I just love that. We had Janice fly over, our international guest from New Zealand. So she came to the event here on the Gold Coast.
We
And
also
yeah,
had someone from Bali, which I forgot to mention. But Lisa
oh,
from Bali as well. Yeah, she's originally from the coast.
oh,
She was over from Bali.
amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, that's just so, yeah, that's awesome. So people came from far and wide, and big hearts, big visions, and we really wanted to start off the call tonight just really reflecting on Day of Discovery and our highlights and the takeaways. And I actually thought, like for me, I love the sciencey side of things, and I just absolutely adore Becky Coots Kimberly and all the value that she brings to us understanding the deeper layers of the technology that we have and how we can utilize it and implement it into like everyday life. And all this, like her, one of the big takeaways for me, because I know, my background is that I was a nurse for 30 years and I've worked in the health, industry for a long time. So sometimes I take for granted of the knowledge base that I have, but there's still so much that I don't know, in this with this technology. And every time I go to I'm on a call or go to a Day of Discovery, I discover more about it, and I feel like the takeaway for me was when Becky said, we don't have to know everything. We just have to scan.
Yeah.
We just have to do our scans every day and optimize. So even if all you did was your easy scan every single day and optimize, you know that you are getting benefits, from this technology. And and obviously we've got the basic training and we've got all of the things that we can be going through, as we're learning, but it's in the doing that we really learn the most. And so yeah, her presentation was amazing. She went through a whole lot of stuff about, how body systems, how they're all connected with our emotions and how that manifests in symptoms. We got to hear, yeah, there was a lot of information, a lot, but I love that stuff.
I loved how she shared as well, DJ, the steps that start with the inner voice, and she used that analogy of, that gets you in the right country, and then, run
Yes.
next one and that gets you in the right state, and then the next one and that gets you in the right town. And so that was invaluable, I thought, to see the process that she goes through, with her clients to narrow it down. So then you're not looking at that massive, vast, information. You're sort of honing in on the things that need attention or are most important. Yeah.
100%. And just to reiterating the looking for the cause of the cause of the cause, because I think, in society now, we have been conditioned to symptom manage. And even though we're in a dealing with frequency medicine, we sometimes can default to, it's really quick just to grab it. Has anyone got a Cephi playlist for this and a Cephi playlist for that? Which actually is not helpful in the grand scheme of things, because we need to be looking for the causes of things and then be sending frequencies to those things, which takes a little bit of practice, when you're familiarizing yourself with things. But we know that as long as we're optimizing, and we've got so much functionality now in the homeopathics where we can actually scan ourselves in that Cephi area, and it will tell us exactly what our body needs. And so we don't really, it's simplifying it so much more for us. And we got the announcement that we have the Australian bush flowers have all been loaded up into the scanner, which is just incredible. And even Lauren was saying that we have more medicinal flowers here than they do there. Capturing the frequencies of them was an enormous task. But they're all there. Yes, I know, right?
Yeah, he also said that they sounded really different too, and the engineer said that they weren't nice sounding. Actually,
no, he said you don't have to put the sounds on.
But then
so that was a real
that they're probably a lot more potent as well.
Yes,
like he said that he felt that was probably what was so that was very cool actually.
Yeah, and he said turn the volume down because they sound awful. So that was good. I was also I wanted to also ask Janice too if she wouldn't mind just sharing something that was a highlight for her coming across from New Zealand and being in this environment and attending the event. So we'd love to hear from you, Janice.
You can put it back down
now. Okay, hi everybody. Well, you both just summed it all up really for me. I had my little notes and thought yes, yes, and yes. The big one really for me is when I started 5 months ago, I just tried to learn everything too much, too fast, too quick, too soon. So as soon as it was really iterated, 80% of our disease is emotion. So just play your inner voice. And then to see inner voice and then do the easy scan, then your body systems, and then your mind sync. That's what I've been doing since I've got back. Wow, blimmin' heck, wow. What a difference. It's quite amazing, really. So just doing those 3 things daily and morning and night, huge. So, and I think the other was when Becky mentioned with the reports to try and not read them so much, but just look, they work in pairs. Look for the patterns. Just take your time with learning that. Just get in and start simple. So, yeah, and I think really just being in amongst the leaders. I mean, Lauren, the owner of the company, who had everybody in tears, and yet he was, still happy to hug you and make you just feel a part of the whole team. It was just beautiful. Never miss a DOD. It just so changes your whole mindset. So, yeah, and thank you, DJ, for being there and supporting us all the way through. Thank you so much. Bless you. So that's me. And everybody else as well. Thanks, guys.
And we'll celebrate you, Janice, because Janice is a real product of the product, because she's gone home from Day of Discovery, got fully into action, has done everything like she just said, scanning, mind sync, inner voice, and she's brought on 2 new members to her team this week so far. So she is really a demonstration of the product, being a product of the product. So we're so super proud of you, Janice. You're amazing. Go New Zealand.
Thank you. Yeah, well, that's 2 short of 50, so we need more. Come on, guys. We got to go to open up New Zealand. So Susie and I will be working close on getting that done. So yeah.
Awesome. That's so awesome. Is there anyone else who wants to just come and unmute yourself and share your highlight and takeaway from Day of Discovery?
I will.
Awesome, man. Oh,
Sorry,
I'm
it took
sorry.
me a
At the
little
same
while.
time.
Remember, WA, wait a while. For me, it was the most beautiful feeling walking in that room on that first day with all of the people that I've seen on Zooms. But I tell you something else about energy. You feel it so much more powerfully when you're with like-minded people. They're there in front of you. The utter love that every single person had in that room for the technology that we have the gift of, and you know, being able to hear people speak up on stage, especially Kai talking about the business side of things. You know, I've already downloaded The Power of Habits and started listening to that book. It's tips like that, and I can tell you I've had a traditional business. You have to actually go and pay for these courses, pay for this education. We got people that are very, very educated in lots of different areas, especially Becky Coots, who gave us that information for free. That's a lot of other companies and a lot of other businesses that you work in, and all you lovely ladies who have your wellness businesses know very well, you've paid a lot of money for your qualifications. So I felt really blessed to be around such beautiful energy all weekend. We got such good information, and the generosity of the business owner to have a one-on-one conversation with you, you know, about anything. And by the way, he's a Taurus and he's 66 years of age, and his Chinese year is he's the year of the rooster, just in case you follow all that sort of stuff. That's the sort of conversations I have.
Oh, gorgeous.
No.
And that was
We got,
as well. Oh, Marielle, you're going to go?
Yeah, sorry, I don't have my camera on, ladies. I'm on my phone and it heats up really badly and then it just shuts down. So I'm trying to reserve some bandwidth here. But I just wanted to add, like I've worked with Beck for a long time now, and I just noticed a massive energy shift with her. Like she has literally leveled up. And I just had like an overwhelming sense of gratitude for that woman. Like she brought that here. And she was so determined, and I was a bit in awe of, like, I already knew that, but just seeing it all come together, I was just so much more in awe of it, and like, wow, this woman has a vision and she has like brought it to life. So that was really inspiring to see, and I'm super grateful for that. So I just wanted to add that.
That's
beautiful.
So
Thanks,
true.
Marielle.
Amazing. Katie Jane, you've got your hand up. Did you want to go?
Mute. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm making dinner. I wasn't very organized. I was sitting at the beach instead. You know what I love? I love so much that, but I love that Coots' husband, you know, just your main, you know, standard guy who went, oh, excuse me, went poking on the carrot, keep stealing. Oh, he just went out and he's doing the Steffi group. And, you know, we've trialed them a bit here. We're too complicated. So we sort of ran off and, oh, no, we're not doing it again. To see it so simply and do different Steffis, I love that. Already we've got a moon that started, a couple of the doing a moon Steffi event, and then we've got two more. So already, you know, it's inspired other people to, you know, go out there and do something different. So I love that part of it.
Beautiful.
Thanks. Thank
you. Awesome. Gina, you've got your hand raised too, honey.
Yeah. Every moment from the second we got on the plane, and Angela, you were there when I was having a panic attack just trying to get there. But anyway, it was just such a whirlwind trip. Like we'd driven, you know, nearly 5 hours from Geraldton to get to Perth, and then, you know, then get to the plane. And for me, with 2 special needs children, just to leave my family was such a huge thing. And I've definitely hit the ground since I got home. But my favourite part was just seeing everyone from my team and our team, you know, whether we're the, you know, Angels or just every single rank like was on the stage at the end. We had the platinum, then we had Ali with the gold, then we had me with the silver, and then my little Kelly, who's recently joined, she was in bronze. So just seeing that it's all achievable and we can all do it, and we just got to take it step by step by step. So yeah, that was great for me, and just being with everyone and like, you know, having dinners and just meeting all you guys in person, and it was just so good. It was just so good, all of it. So that's all I got to say.
Amazing.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll have a go. I'll speak. I I think pretty much what everybody said. I mean, it was just fabulous, and it was so nice to be in that room with people that were all on similar mindset, you know, because sometimes I don't always feel like I'm around my tribe, you know. So it felt like I was with a lot of really like-minded, like-hearted people, and that was really fabulous. I loved the generosity, not just in terms of what the Solex people brought to the event, like in terms of the gifts and stuff like that, but the generosity of their time and their knowledge and their willingness to connect with all of us, like to just have those conversations just randomly at dinner that night. You know, we all went to dinner to the on the Saturday night. They came and they just spoke to us, and it really felt like, even though we were so far away, America's so far away from Australia, we were really connected. And you see them on the call every Thursday, but to touch them, to have them physically close to you, and just to be able to have that conversation with them was wonderful. And I mean, how amazing was Beck? Like, she pulled that off. That's a bloody miracle, isn't it?
100%, especially when you know how much
can
running around.
see, like, I just thought to myself, I am not letting go. I'm not letting go. I'm going to do whatever I've got to do to stay in this, because this is phenomenal and I need to be part of it, whatever that takes. And I've come back. It's really invigorated me as well. So I've come back and just feel determined to just get it out there. And was sort of, she was saying how she thought, who am I to do this? And, you know, all that negative self-talk. And I was like, yeah, we can do it. You know, it's just doable. You just got to get out there. Don't worry about the perfection or the stuff. Just get out there, and eventually you'll find the right people. So, I mean, I could talk about it for ages, but it was awesome. You know, I loved it. It's like the Solex bubble, and it was just awesome.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
awesome, Sandra. I know that Bex, when she listens to this back, will be just so, I know her heart will feel full, knowing how, you know, everybody's had such a positive experience, and how much connection and love and, you know, and vision that we all have. And I think too, for me, one of the things that really sets this whole community apart and with Solex is that, you know, we're dealing with frequency. And so when we're dealing with frequency energetically, where there's a match, you know, you can feel when there's not a match, and you start to be aware of it, and lots of it, the ripple effect in other parts of your life. I know that Becky Coots Kimberly posted on her page today about how there's a beaver moon at the moment, and how that's a mourning time. You know, it's the letting go and the releasing of what no longer serves. And as we do that, and as we clear our channels, we make room for what is for us. You know, who is supposed to be in our, you know, world doing, you know, alongside us doing this work, because it's so important. And I think we could really feel that from Lauren, you know, when he got up on the stage and shared his vision, and what an incredible man. So yeah.
I think Sheila also was really good with that, like Sheila Day, when she was talking about you know, just being you and then attracting your people, because there's enough for everyone. If they're not attracted to you, they're, you know, then they're not yours. You know, they're not.
100%.
Yeah, and that just shining your own light out there and making sure that you're attracting the right people. And we've all experienced that, haven't we? You know, where maybe we've brought someone in or whatever and it hasn't been quite right, and maybe they're the ones that are really hard, they're the really hard work, you know. And so we're looking for the ones that we connect with, the ones that align and that are just get us straight away, I think. And you know, that's the joyful thing. And in that, I think, you know, the lesson is to then model to those people you know, your values and how you run your business and that type of thing. So that's, you know, self-responsibility and, you know, taking those actions and things to model to them what it is to be successful in the business as well. So I really feel like that was yeah, I really loved that from Sheila as well, and just kind of takes the pressure off too, right? You just have to be yourself. Like, find your own light and don't try and be anyone else. Find your words. That was one of the things that she said. Find the words that resonate for you and that are going to resonate for other people. And I know Solex have talked about that on a bigger scale before, and yeah, I think they might have touched on it the last day of discovery, but that's also, I think, important. Like, find the things that resonate. So I always say bioresonance, because that seems to resonate with my people. And she was saying something about biohacking your health and that type of thing. And yeah, so just finding the words, because it can be hard to explain to people, especially when you're new. So finding a way that works for you that will then resonate for the people like you, I think. Yeah, anyway, that was one of the things I got from
that. And that's a great little segue. One of the things that I put on the tile for tonight was about self-discovery, and that really leads into, basically, Solex has provided us with tools of self-discovery, you know, and we have got the most incredible one. You know, when we're dealing with frequency, we get an opportunity to shift layers of stuff that could have been holding us back in our lives for years, you know. And although we may not, you know, we can do all the mindset work and we can look at the stories that we've created over the years in our life and all of the things, at the end of the day, there's just a real, you know, I know for me, there's such a peace in my heart knowing that when I do my inner voice and it brings up, you know, what's actually going on, and then I do my mind sync and I address those things in a really set, powerful intentions. And I feel like our self-discovery journey has been like, oh, it's on steroids. You know, it's actually, you know, we actually get to fast track a lot of the stuff that we may have been, you know, working on for years and years, when we start to really look at the quantum and how the power of our thoughts and the power of, you know, how we speak to one another, and all of those things are all part of, you know, when we start looking at the connections between, you know, our emotions and our physical body and our physical symptoms, it just brings a whole nother level of mindfulness, I feel, to what we're doing. And then, therefore, then we attract what we put out. So when we're doing the work and we're devoted to our mission and vision, we'll attract other people who are also doing the work on, you know, on the mission and vision, and the energy will and frequency will match. And it takes away that hustle, push feeling of having to go and sell stuff, because that's really not, I don't think there was never a mention of that at Day of Discovery. Did you notice that there was not one talk about even rank advancements or needing to do it a certain way, or there was none of that? And I mean, I've been to so many, you know, events in the past with different companies, and there's normally a huge section on that. So that really shows that this is such a heart-led and intention-led situation. And I also loved how Sheila was talking about, you know, that whole, we don't own anybody, there is enough people for everybody, shine your light and then the people will come to you, you know. And when we all work together as a collective, interestingly enough, you know, that we're called Frequency Soul Collective, when we all work together, it's just a beautiful synergy. And so I feel like that the self-discovery piece was really about that, like when we really devote to using this technology and looking for the patterns and doing the other work. You know, maybe you like sound healing, breath work. Maybe maybe you're a faith-driven person that loves to go to church and pray, or whatever your thing is. Just I feel like we really need to start embodying it. These are times when it's more important than ever to to really lead from our heart and do what we feel is what our mission is. Get really clear. And I feel the more that we use this technology, I know for me, it's just I've had so much confusion over the last 18 months. It's 2 years, isn't it, since I stood down from my nursing career, and I've implemented the technology into my integrative health practice, and then I could feel myself pivoting away from that. I've these changes coming for me, and I can feel it, and I know that it's because the more I use this technology and the more confidence I get, the more things, the more layers are peeled away, and the more clarity I get of like exactly why I'm here and what I'm, and how this technology is, how I get to share it with others. So we all have our own mission. No two of us are on the same mission, and but anyway, I just really want to share that because I feel like that self-discovery piece is, we can get caught up in the do, when really we need to be focusing on the be. Who are we? Who do you be in the moment, and how are you showing up? And and the power of our thoughts and our language and all of those things are really going to impact our success in life, and our completing our mission and leaving a legacy, if that's what you're here to do. So that's my little thing on the self-discovery.
Yeah, so true. Hey, it's amazing. Thanks.
Yeah.
That was DJ. We were also going to talk about organically.
Yeah. So I thought that we Katie Jane mentioned it about the SETI groups. Do you want to speak and how that was really a theme at Day of Discovery, because Becky's husband made, what was it, $20,000 in 5 months running SETI groups.
Yeah, is amazing. Yeah. And I think it actually plays into what you were just saying too, DJ. Like for me, as he was speaking, I was like, well, what are the things that I love to work with? So, they're doing abundance and money blocks and things like that. And yes, that's, that's great. But what's your superpower with what you work with people? What do people come to you for? And so form your groups around that, because I feel like that's what's going to attract your tribe to you is you just working in the way that you usually work, but using the technology to do that. So I actually made a list of like 5 different SETI groups that completely different to what they do, because obviously their superpower is something different, with diabetes and all of those sorts of things. That's not my jam at all. So, we wouldn't do the same thing. I mean, money blocks is fairly universal. So I know a lot of people will probably go for that. And that's great, because it's, it's a really great introduction, I think, for people. And it's a nice one to see the changes quickly and, all of those things. But and I agree. It was so simple. I feel like we've overcomplicated. Katie Jane mentioned this as well. We've done groups, and I tell you what, I did a 21-day one. Holy moly, I was exhausted by the end of it. But I'm actually in the Money Blocks. Oop, there goes my light. I'm in the Money Blocks group. I thought I'd jump in just to see what they actually do, that they're running at the moment. And it's so simple. It's so simple what they're doing. It's just a chat group, and so much easier than running a full-on Facebook group, because when you get a chat message, it's all there, right? And you can mute your chat if you don't want to see it. You see it all the time, but it's there, and it's always at the top. So clever and so simple and just so easy. And all of us have those skills. Becky was talking about adding belief work, and she's done that really beautifully and simply. And I can say for the money one, the abundance one, you could literally just use the abundance mind sync, affirmations and do your belief work on that. Like so simple, so simple. So there's just, I feel like there's a massive opportunity there. And so if you're already working, in health and well-being and all that sort of thing, it's such an easy add into your current business. And if you're not, it's a lovely way to reach out to people, you know, because we're all human, right? We all have human issues. I noticed that I think it's Ali and Janice are running a sleep one. Sleep's huge for me. And that's one that I've actually run before as well, because if I hadn't, like, if I used it for nothing else but my sleep, that scanner would pay for itself, because I have a sleep program on every single night, because my sleep is rubbish and always has been, and it's much, much better now. And how many people out there are like that? I know a lot of my clients are. So, you know, sleep's huge, right? Young, you know, new mums. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? So even if you're not a practitioner, think on those levels. You know, where are you at in your life? Like, what are the things that are presenting to you? Weight loss is another one that, you know, I know that Katie Jane's done one on weight loss before. Yeah, there's so many just different options of, you know, stress is massive too, and that's your jam, I know, Sandra, as well. So yeah, there's just so many ways that we can be supporting our communities and getting this in front of people for a simple thing. And you know, you can name your price for it, but it's so much value, you know, and you can put it at a price point that most people can afford for a 3-week program, you know. And then, you know, you can plan it out beforehand. I know Becky has, because I contacted her and said, hey, I'm going to crossing the Nullarbor. I want my affirmations for the next few days because I'm not going to have any service. And she's like, yeah, no worries. And she sent them through, you know, so that's all planned out for them. That's just a rinse and repeat thing. They've done many of them, and I know they put the effort in still, but yeah, it's there and done for you. So once you've done one group, of course you might tweak it the next time and stuff and add different things in, but they've got the playlists already done. They've got, you know, the affirmations, the belief work already there, and it's just literally a cut and paste. So it doesn't have to be massive. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I'm excited by it.
And it's also a beautiful way to introduce, so they get people who already have the AO scan that come into the group.
Yeah.
But they also have people that have never experienced the technology before. So they always do get them to send their profile detail. They set up their profile with their voice recording, and they always do you know, their inner voice and get their scans done for them before they before they start the Cephi group. And that's also a really beautiful, that is an organic marketing tool right there. You know, like, they're already committed because they've paid their $88 or whatever you know, whatever price point you want to put on your 21-day Cephi group. And so they're already invested. They've already taken that step. So then for you to actually, you know, do the scans for them, and then for them to experience that over 21 days, it's going to be life-changing. And
Absolutely.
so, yeah, they could do then the next step is for them to get their own you know, subscription.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just got a couple of questions. Janice, you're asking which group it is. So Becky, Kimberly Coots, and Dave Kimberly were talking about their Cephi groups, and they are running a Money Blocks one at the moment. So he mentioned it a couple of times. So I joined that back while we're still on Day of Discovery. So they're partway through now. It wouldn't be worth joining that, but if you're on her AO Wellness page that they've
Quantum Wellness. Yeah.
Quantum Wellness.
Okay. I saw them. Yeah, I saw them. Thanks, Paige. Yeah, I know where to go.
Yeah.
I just thought there was
and
another.
Kate,
Thanks.
what is it that you'd like to know? If you weren't at Day of Discovery, this is why we're sort of talking about them at the moment. So maybe if you put a more specific question in. So Cephi groups are basically where you choose a topic and you run Cephis for people. So the basics of it was that it ran for, the way Becky does it and Dave is that they run it for 2 hours a day minimum, usually. And oh, cool. Janice, you're saying that you're going to be showing Kate that. Yeah, so basically you choose a topic and then you have several different playlists to support that if you want, or maybe just the one. You run that for 2 hours a day, and they set it up just as a Facebook Messenger chat, but you could use whatever platform. You could even do WhatsApp, I guess, or whatever you wanted really, which is great. So you're not limited to just Facebook, which is also nice, because we were running groups like Facebook groups, and you know, that's huge to set up a group and put all the different guides in and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So yeah, I think it's a really great way. So Kate, it looks like, yeah, Janice is going to be showing you a little bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah, so she'll address that.
and for anybody else who doesn't understand how the Cephi groups work, just really quickly, you'd go into spaces and objects, and you put you call the group a name, whatever it is, say it's abundance, you know, or money blocks or whatever it is. And then in the description, you put the names of all of the people who are attending for the duration of the time frame, whatever it is, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. And then obviously then that when you set up your Cephi list, you make sure you change the target, which is where your name is at the top. Actually, it's below the name, but yeah, we can, you know, if you have any issues, you can always reach out and ask. But yeah, there's a little box there with a drop down, and it will bring it out. In there are the spaces and objects that you've created, and so then you choose the target, which will be your money blocks group, and then away you go. It's really that simple. So simple. And people are getting huge amounts of results. And for those that kinesiologists and the ones who are really into muscle testing, I spoke to Becky on Sunday, and she said that she muscle tests her peeps as well, and so that she can get really specific with what she's, you know, what things to put in the Cephi playlist. So yeah, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Katie Jane, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just a bit on the Cephi groups. I think for me, my belief wasn't 100% there for them, and you know, from like that medical, you know, into this, you know, we were for want of a word at the time came into it. You know, my belief has grown, but I don't think it was quite there that day of discovery when I saw what they were doing, talking about quantum field, that anything is possible in that quantum field, and really understanding that now. And you know, when your belief is a little bit not quite 100%, then running a group with not 100% belief yourself, right? You're not going to feel right about that. I certainly don't feel right if I do 100% in. And when they discussed and showed and talked and that, I'm like, oh my God, like, I get it. Now I'm in. Also that they were saying that you don't just do a playlist, right? You can choose different playlists, different days, because not one frequency is for everybody. And there are frequencies. And if we're playing the same one all week and it's not going to hit someone, why didn't we think about it? Like, it didn't occur to me we should do that. And you know, it's exciting to know that we have an ability to show people what we're doing in a very simple way. It introduces them to frequency. They might never have done it. Build a sort of feel for who's around it, and that's when it leads on to the next question. Do you want to take a dive into what's possible here? And we don't expect anybody to do that. People are just going to be coming in the Cephi groups, and people can make income, which is great on that, and helps subscriptions and so forth. But on the back end, we'll actually be giving people experience of, you know, frequency and what is possible out there in the quantum 5G world. So, you know, those for me, that probably the best gift for me was, you know, all in. Not that I didn't think I was, but then realized that I'm all in. So, you know, it's exciting now to have much other options available for us all to do and learn, teach, and be part of. Like, joined one of the groups, you know, so I can experience what they're doing as well, support them as well, and, you know, see what else happens. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good. Awesome. Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things too, I think that Becky was saying, that always remember that less is more. You don't have to have 15 frequencies in your Cephi list. In fact, you're better off to make multiple playlists, like what KJ was just saying, you know, make all different ones and have less frequencies, because some people are really sensitive and they can get really hit hard with if you're loading them up, you know, to the brim. So always, yeah, choose less is more. And the other beautiful thing about doing the groups too, is that you get testimonials, and that's social proof. And so organically, when you're marketing, social proof is an absolute winner. You know, when people are getting results from the work that you're doing, and they can see that you're really leading with your heart and you're here for a bigger purpose and mission, then you'll just attract more people who want results. So it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very cool. One thing also that I felt was really important was, and I think Kai kind of touched on it at the beginning, but also I've heard Beck sort of say this before about, you know, having that action plan. And so I'm hoping that we all did that. I did. And I wrote so many things from everyone else's, you know, everyone's presentations, just different things that, you know, that we want to take action on. And so I'd really encourage you for this next week as a bit of homework, if you haven't already. I know a few of you already put things into motion, but you know, some of us came home and, like Gina said, hit the ground a bit, hit the floor a little bit. So maybe just going back and, you know, revising that. And if you didn't make that list, going back through your notes and picking out those points that, you know, really resonated with you and the things that you can actually take some action, because it's great to sit in these conferences and feel the buzz and, you know, but the difference happens when you walk away and actually put some of that into action. And I know, because I've sat in many conferences and had the high and then the low after the event, but yeah, it's when you take that aligned action that things start to shift for you. And that productive action, which is what, you know, Kai was also talking about. Is this actually going to be productive? Is this productive for my business, or is this just, you know, spinning my wheels kind of stuff? So yeah, I'd really encourage you all to go back and look at your list and find those actions that are productive and start those wheels turning in that motion. And yeah, it sounds like, Janice, you've already done that, which is wonderful. You're paving the way for us all. And there's some of the beautiful WA team who've who are also already set up their groups and things and an event and all sorts of things I'm hearing. So that's beautiful as well. But yeah, so maybe if we can reflect on that after the call, or you could even take some time now if you wanted to flick through those notes and just get really clear on what those, even if it's just what those 3 top action steps are going to be that are actually going to make a difference in your business, that you took from there.
Oh.
Leonie, did you have
someone put the hand up? I didn't know how to do it.
Don, you did it.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just like to, for me, it was great to meet Angela, you know, at the first time in Rio. And then the whole 4 of our team were all there together and stayed together, which was really exciting because we could share and really go through the whole event together. So we learnt so much more. Each one brought different to the table. So that was brilliant. And then meeting everyone. So now you know them. You feel really good when you have these type of Zoom meetings and you can go, yes, I know that one and whatever. But the other thing was, for me now, I had my book launch, which, you know, most of you saw. I stuck a little bit on there. And having done that, I could then add into the slides and add into the launch the scanner. And so I did a really nice shift from the book, you know, which is Awaken the Magic Within, and then taking it from what my page was, which is about your childhood trauma, and then how we can shift that through the frequencies so that it actually worked. I was so proud and pleased that I could do that. And I got 20 people to fill out. We all sat on the seats, these little form things for to fill out if they'd like a scan. And, you know, I got 20. Then I had to come home on Sunday night and then send all of these things out to them to get on it straight away, as they say, get on and do it. But, you know, it was really humbling. The other thing too, which I put up on there, was that Lauren, I had the pictures of us, the pictures of our whole group, the pictures of us with him and with his wife. And so it really made credibility for me that, yes, I was doing this. Yes, this is good. But we are in there as a team with all of this. And, you know, people really liked that because it showed the company And then, lo and behold, to Angela, when we had Lauren doing that wand, and he was doing it on Angela and Lucenti, and it was like, so I snuck that in too. She would have probably died. But the thing was, this is how personable they were. I know everyone said it, but I have been to many, many. I love what you said, Debbie. I really aspire to all of what you said. But to actually be part of it, them be in with us all the time and do that, that's so honouring. It's so humble. So I came home like, wow. And then to be able to fit it into my work, my program, my plan, all of that, for me was really exciting. So I'm still getting and still doing lots with it. But thank you, because I really felt a part of the whole teams and welcomed in. And that's from Kylie as well.
Yeah, that's so gorgeous. And it really does show the heart, doesn't it, of the company? Like, I think Lauren's opening speech was just like, yeah. I knew already because we've seen so many things, but to actually see it in person was just, incredible. And I had so many people who I was sharing with, that I was going to this conference. They're like, is the actual owner going to be there? I'm like, yeah, the actual owner, the actual CEO, and the actual lady who actually runs it all. And I'm like, how many companies do that? Like, really come all the way to Australia when they're based in the US? Yeah, not many.
we bumped it when we went to Utah. My partner Zach had driven up to meet, so he'd gone to Flagstaff in Arizona, and then he came back up to meet me after the conference, and we were at the Solex office, and we met Lauren in the corridor, and we got talking to him about using, the wand, because my partner's got metalware in his foot, and he stood there, and nothing was a problem. He was obviously on his way to somewhere else, but he stopped and he listened, and he said, okay, Zach, so what you need to do is, do it on the cool setting. And he took that time, and then he said, actually, come with me, and went and took him straight to the Quantum Wellness Center and popped him on a machine for 30 minutes, some big magnetic thing. I don't even know what it was, but he kept going in and checking on him. How you going? Everything okay? Like, just the most heart-centered man I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. Like, yeah, it was amazing. So,
and he did a magic for us.
Yes, he did. That was brilliant.
I told my kids that. They were like, was it good? I was like, it actually was really good.
It was good. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that he's such an example of being a product of the product too. Like, everybody in his wellness center, whenever they come in, every single person, before they do any kind of treatment, has to do the inner voice. They have to listen to the balancing harmonics while they're having all these other treatments. And he said that sometimes all he does is easy scan, listen to his balancing harmonics, and go. He doesn't even get the time to look at the reports and things so much now. He knows, as long as he's doing it and he's listening to his harmonics, they're going to be doing the shifts that are needed in his body and to bring about homeostasis. So, and that was the whole product of the product thing. I really believe that they are like Solex and the corporate team who came out here are they're product of the product. They have, look how passionate Kai is when he's talking about all that, all the things. He just loves it. He's such an intellectual when it comes to that stuff, and but they just love it. They love that they're positively impacting lives, and they're excited all the time that we're on the journey with them. So that feeling of coming home is what I feel in my heart, when I'm around them. It's that feeling of being home. So yes, it was amazing. So, is anybody else got anything that they would like to add?
Just have to apologize because Tim's moving the bus without telling me. So I've just excuse me for a minute. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, we're almost done anyway. We're almost done. But I just wanted to acknowledge all of you for showing up tonight, and it's amazing. And also for the ones that came to Day of Discovery. I hope the ones who didn't come feel inspired and excited for, to show up to the next one. We've got the virtual one in March, so we can just like tune into that one online. But the next one will be in September again next year. So it's always good to set these goals, like what Paige said, and like set these powerful intentions, write them down. That's your homework for the next week, is to, really get into the habit of writing down. When we take it out of our brain and put it on the paper, that's when things start to manifest as well. So write down your intentions and your goals and get into massive action. And also, if you need an accountability, if you're somebody who needs an accountability partner and you feel that you connected with somebody, the beautiful thing that the same theme was in the Utah Day of Discovery. There's a lot of people who are accountability partners and are not necessarily on the same team, but they just really resonate with each other, and they've developed a friendship within SoulX, and so they hold each other accountable for staying in action and completing their goals. So reach out to people, if you feel that you need that, because I know for some people it's really powerful. And I think we're done for tonight.
Awesome. The other thing is Katie Jane is doing a Q&A. So if you have new people to the team, or if you have some questions, she's doing a Q&A. So we'll be kicking off our 5-week of education calls on a Saturday morning. So I think we've got Katie Jane this week. We have Tammy maybe the week after, DJ and I the week after that. And then also for anyone who doesn't know how to muscle test, Belle and Amanda Addy who are very good kinesiologists, will be teaching that. We'll be doing a workshop on that as well. I think they might be the week after us. And Sheila, I believe, is in there. Sheila Day is also in there for one of the trainings. So clear your schedules on Saturday mornings for the next few weeks.
Up to Christmas, I think we're doing it.
Yeah, up to Christmas, that's right. And that was deliberately done to keep us in action after Day of Discovery, to keep us motivated and, hooked in, and for our team as well to keep progressing. Okay, so so Katie Jane will be up at 6 a.m. her time. Lucky you. I think, is it 8 a.m. Queensland time, KJ? Yep.
Yeah.
So and I think they all are as we go, but just check that, and that'll be posted in Frequency Soul Collective Education Hub as well as in our chat and everything as well. So just keep an eye on that. And we'll be back here next Monday night. Not sure if it'll be DJ and I, or Beck might be back on board by then. We'll just see how everything's going, but we'll have training again next Monday night as well, for sure.
And on Wednesday, we've got Joe is doing the new QLA and PC training, and she's a rock star trainer. So if you're brand new and you want to jump on that call on Wednesday, same time as we had tonight, Joe will take you through all the housework and how to get started strong.
Yeah.
Make sure you record that, Joe Gill, because then I can use it for my New Zealand day, please.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's really great to get people to jump on though as well when they join and do it live, because you cover something different every time, I think, in that as well. So yeah, it's good to encourage your team to do that. And it's also
just a bit late here in New Zealand. It'll be 10 o'clock at night. So
fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Totally get it. Yeah. Also, you'll have to start running some for your team, Janice.
I am. I'm actually starting it this Wednesday. So just the basics.
Yeah,
nothing like Joe, just the basics.
yeah, exactly. And that's right. Like you said, if you jump in and do too many of the things, you can get overwhelmed. So
overwhelmed.
Janice, I'm quite happy to jump in one of yours if you need any help anytime.
Oh, you little beauty. Yes, please.
I know, right? But yeah, quite happy to sit in and help facilitate one with you. So yeah, just let me know and I can guide you along. And yeah, it can be a little bit intimidating when you first start. I know I was very intimidated, but yeah, happy to help.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'll just throw you and DJ in, and I'll just sit back and play.
We said help,
make it cuppa.
Damn. I was going to pass the buck. Thanks, ladies. Thank you.
Yeah, Susie, she's just asked a question there. The info for that is will be in Frequency Soul Collective Education Hub. Sorry. I'm going cross country here. Yes, or in the Frequency Soul Collective chat. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
You'll find it there.
I'll
Susan.
pin it to the. I'll pin it to the. There's a tile with the dates and the times and the topics. So I'll pin it to the top of the group so that you can find it there.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.